Hands full. I think we're going.
Ruth, did you have a hard time getting the Zoom today?
What's that?
I had a hard time getting into Zoom today.
We're cut off, John.
I said I may need to call you and talk to you. Now what happens? Do they give us the program?
John's birthday, Pegram's birthday, and Andy Stone's birthday. All great people on a great birthday. We had a lot of club activity recently. We had the hockey game, social. We had Habitat Work Project and a board meeting Monday with 100% board participation and 5 guests. That is inspiring action. Thank you, all of you. I want to call Milton Hardy up for our introspection and Pledge of Allegiance.
I like it a lot. Speaking of inspiring. Good afternoon, everybody. Speaking of inspiring, Gene, how did them Eagles do this past Go Niners? All right, on to the real things. I have an introspection titled "A Life of Service and Purpose." As we pause to reflect on the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King, we're reminded that service is the heartbeat of greatness, a principle that resonates deeply within the spirit of Kiwanis. Dr. King once said, "Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others?" That question echoes through every Kiwanis meeting, every project, and every act of kindness we extend to our communities. It challenges us to look beyond comfort and convenience, to see service not as an event, but as a lifestyle. Dr. King also reminded us everybody can be great because anybody can serve. In those words lies both invitation and responsibility. The invitation is that greatness is not reserved for the powerful or the privileged. It's available to all who are willing to give, to care, and to act. The responsibility is that our communities depend on people willing to show up, people like the men and women of Kiwanis. In the face of division, Dr. King taught the power of love and unity. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. As Kiwanis members, we are called to be that light, to stand as beacons of hope for the children and families who look to us for support. Our acts of service become modern day sermons, silent yet powerful proclamations that compassion still conquers. In our time, service is not just about charity, it's about change. It's about rolling up our sleeves to build the kind of world Dr. King dreamed of, where justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. As we honor Dr. King's memory, let us recommit ourselves to the mission of Kiwanis, improving the world one child and one community at a time. Let us keep his dream alive, not just in our words, but in our works. May this reflection remind us that the measure of our lives is not found in titles or trophies, but in the difference we make in the lives of others. For as Dr. King said so beautifully, if I cannot do great things, I do small things in a great way. And that, fellow Kiwanis, is the essence of service, the kind that changes hearts, communities, and the world. The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Milton. I'd like to call Harry Zuloff up to introduce our guest.
Good afternoon. It's nice to see these guests here. And I would like to encourage all of our members to keep bringing these guests, your guests. Let's establish a culture of membership in the club. And so, as Milton said, we can do good things for our community. First, I've got Susan Clark and Connie Kenny. If they would stand, please, and remain standing. Their sponsor is Reef. It's part of the LEAP group that's going to you're going to hear more about. All right, Robbie Harrison. Gosh, Robbie, you're here every week. Where are you? All right, our Action Club. Have the Reverend Carol Carter, a guest of Rita Joyce. Rita's not even here, but he came, and I appreciate that. He talks about his business and organization, Radio Melrose 96.9. Very good. Thanks for coming. Chester Leonard of Southwest Virginia Wildlife Center, a guest of Jason Poff. And thanks for coming. He's been here before. And Neil McNally, he's retired, but he's a friend and guest of the Hartmans here. He even knew which table to go to. And they weren't even here, right? So good to see you. So let's welcome them all.
Now I'd like to call Randy Myers to present our grants today.
We have several grants to give away today. One will be at the later in the program. Reef Kessler will be presenting to LEAP, and that will be after our presentation. Also today, Jason is going to introduce our guests from Southwest Virginia Wildlife Center. So
hello, Kiwanians. I'm Jason Poff, and I'm honored today to introduce Chester Leonard with Southwest Virginia Wildlife. I helped Chester about a year ago with a fundraiser that he was doing, and we kind of hit it off, and he offered a tour of his center, and I don't think I've stopped talking about it since I left there. It's amazing, and I just want to do more for him. So I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about what he can do with this grant. Chester, you want to come on?
Well, first off, thank you, Kiwanians, and especially thank you, Jason, as well. Our Wildlife Center every year, we treat, this last year, for example, we brought in 2,775 wild animals, everything from your common animals like your squirrels and possums to endangered species, including several, over a dozen bald eagles, for example, as well. So we treat everything from the small, insignificant animals that you might think of to the grandiose bald eagles and everything in between. But for the purpose of this grant, we asked for assistance in helping children and of course some and the elderly. And with that, what we're going to do is we're going to use this money to offset the program fees to be charged to some of the um, impoverished schools in the area to help teach wildlife and environmental conservation classes. Because we believe that we can reach the children, we can create lasting generational change. And of course, with that, we're going to bring a lot of smiles to the kids, and we're going to brighten a lot of people's days in these retirement communities as well. And we owe that all to you. We thank you deeply, and we're very grateful for your support. Our organization runs on just donations and grants. We have no federal or state funding. So every time we get some community support like this, we're immensely grateful. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for your support. And I'd love to bring some animals out here and show you what we're really all about in person again one day. Again, thank you so much.
Unfortunately, Holly Davis with St. Anne's Episcopal Daycare couldn't be here today, but Ben Spiker's going to take her place.
A feeble attempt to take Holly's place. She's spectacular. Unfortunately, she got called into a classroom at about 11:30 this morning because a teacher had to leave, had become ill, and so she had to cover. So she couldn't be here today. But I wanted to say a little bit something about St. Anne's School. It's a preschool, curriculum based in a Christian environment. It happens at St. Paul's Episcopal Church in Salem. 74 kids participate in the program from, I guess, 3 years old to kindergarten, getting ready to go to kindergarten. Significant number of those kids are coming from Salem and coming from Roanoke County. Significant number of those kids are on scholarship. St. Anne's has a policy of asking the parent to pay something, at least something that they can afford towards tuition. And some of these parents are paying $10 or $12 or $20 a week for the tuition for their kids. So this grant request is for money to go into their scholarship fund. So I can assure you that this check of $1,000, this check of $1,000 will go directly to help those families that are bringing their kids to St. Anne's for that curriculum-based preschool program. And thank you very much for your support. And Holly does apologize for not being here, but circumstances took over.
Thank you, Randy. I'd like to call Lois James, who just flew in, to come to the podium. Yeah, literally. Not kidding. I just ran in the door. Sorry. But I really, really wanted to be here to do this. So thank you, President Joyce. Today, I want to take a few minutes to recognize all the people who made our West End Christmas party able to happen. Okay, so I just want to say thank you to everybody, and I want to call out and give a shout out to everyone who was involved. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Literally. Okay, so our corporate sponsors, we couldn't do this without our corporate sponsors, and Ben Spiker and Tom Miller are instrumental in pulling those together. So thank you. Clearstead, Steve Bowery, Elk Hill Advisors, Dan and Diane Chitwood, Tom Miller, Rindy Lionberger, and Sam Lionberger III, and they were both given in honor of Samta. You all know what that means. And our lunch sponsor for our party was Evergreen Memorial Trust, Don Wilson. Okay. Yes, very good. And all of you individual contributors, we put a request out there for anybody who wanted to donate. And we had, as always, many of you who stepped up and donated your own funds to be able to give these kids a wonderful Christmas. So for all you individual contributors, thank you very much. And because of all of that, we were able to buy for 43 kids this year. And John, I thank you very much. And then, real quickly, we couldn't do it without the help because buying for 43 kids is a lot of work. So, when we went shopping, I want to just thank all the people who went shopping. Mike Obrocta, and he brought a friend, I think it's Tony, with you. Joe Lemmer, Donna Lynch, Reef Kessler, Mike Bell and his wife Tiffany, Joyce Montgomery, John Montgomery, Rhonda Purdue, Bruce Swanson, Eric Danielson, Betsy Bohannon, and we had our Cave Spring Key Clubbers that without our key clubbers, you guys, thank you. But we couldn't do it without our key clubbers. So very much thank you there. And then we have to wrap all of those presents for all of those children. So thank you to the wrappers. We had Reef Kessler and his wife Susan, Jean Bollendorf, Bruce Swanson, James Matthews, Joyce Montgomery, Linda Jensen, and we had our Patrick Henry key clubbers help us with the wrapping because we would have been there all night had they not helped us. So thank you very much. And then the day of our party, which we had such a wonderful time, our Santa Claus was Preston Tyler. And our music that day was provided by Gary Dirk and his friends, along with Judy Clark. So we're very, very appreciative. You guys can see how many people I called out. It's a team effort. And because of you all, it was yet another successful Christmas party with our West End Center. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Lois. I call that inspired action. Thank you, Lois. Now I'd like to call up John Pendleton to introduce our Northside Key Club.
Well, it's my pleasure today to welcome the officers for the Northside Key Club and their faculty advisor, Mr. Parks, who has spent a great deal of time working with them this year, in addition to his role as a chemistry teacher at the high school. I'm going to ask Ashley Child to introduce the members, or the officers, and then to give you a summary of what they've accomplished this year, which has been a good bit. Ashley?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ashley Sow, and I am the Key Club president of Northside High School. I am in charge of running meetings and making sure we are able to meet our club goals. Thank you to Mr. Pendleton for inviting us today, and we are so excited to be able to sit in on this meeting. First of all, I want to introduce all of my officers. First to my left is Sam Doan. He is my vice president, and he is currently a senior. He keeps our club in check by sending out emails for volunteer opportunities, as well as connecting with places like SPCA and Rescue Mission. With his assistance, our members were able to ensure a fun and fulfilling meal during the Spaghetti SPCA event that took place in November. He is also fantastic with programs like Excel and provided us with an efficient spreadsheet to keep track of our hours and members. Next to Sam is Andy Lee, our treasurer, who is also a current senior. He is in charge of collecting and organizing club dues. His commitment is unmatched, and he always makes sure to show up to events, even if they're at 5 a.m. Both Andy and I attended the fall rally and met with other surrounding key clubs, and that truly inspired us. Next to Andy is Sam Doan. Oh, wait, sorry. Next to Andy is Nathan No. He is our secretary and also a current senior. He makes sure to record present members at meetings and events, tallying their hours on our spreadsheet. With his dedication and drive, we were able to successfully fundraise a car wash. Nathan provided us with cleaning supplies from his personal car detailing business. With that, we were able to raise $200 to $300 at our local ice cream shop. Next to Nathan is Valeria. Valeria is our webmaster. She is a rising senior. She handles our social media pages, and her creativity is amazing. And she has helped us gain more aspiring key clubbers, and she's never missed with a post or a reminder. Last but not least, I would like to thank Mr. Park, our club advisor. With his guidance, we were able to make our club go international. We can't thank him enough for all of his support and dedication, from joining us on weekends for car washes and making sure we have fun. Thank you.
Mr. Parks, would you like to stand up as well? We would like to see you. There's our advisor. Can't do it without you. Thank you. Now we have announcements. Book club tonight, 5:30 at Anderson and Reed. Lee Osborne, I believe he's here, would like to come and make an announcement on the foundation.
Good afternoon. Yep, it's on. Good afternoon. I'm Lee Osborne. I'm current president of the foundation, and I wanted to remind everybody you should have gotten a letter, I think in November, asking you to make a donation toward our annual fundraising drive. Our annual goal is to raise $25,000, and that mostly and largely comes from club members. We have two different campaigns during the year. This one is where we finish up with our drawing. So sometime after our anniversary on 2 weeks from now. So you have this week, next week, and the week after as an opportunity to be involved in the drawing for door prizes. And for the first time, I'm also asking that if any members have a door prize that they would like to contribute towards our that drawing, we'd certainly appreciate it. So look forward to everyone writing a check. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. Now, I know you're going to think I'm joking. We have a KPAD leadership meeting tomorrow at 8 a.m. at Tanglewood YMCA. I know you think, no, it can't be. It's too early. Well, time is moving on. So we have a meeting in the morning. Now I'd like Sherry Hartman to come up and give an announcement.
Good afternoon. Just quickly to build on Milton Hardy's inspiring words about service and how that is what we are all about in Kiwanis. And in line with the theme this year of inspired action, I'm inviting everyone to join with a number of organizations on Monday, the 19th at 10 in the morning. We're going to do a cleanup of the area that is the watershed that affects our nature park. It's a wonderful time to come together with others in the community to get your hands into making a difference in our community. So feel free to take this home and post it at your church or place of work and invite others. There is a place to register. We would love to know if you can join us between 10 and 12. We're going to meet up at the Envision Center, which is right off of Salem Turnpike. So hope to see you on Monday. Thanks.
Thank you, Sherry. Also, I just want to put out that Joe Limmer and this great team put up all of our curtains and banners. But if anybody could help Joe afterwards take down would be great. A lot of the people that help put it up have to go to work. So sometimes it's just Joe taking all of this down. So if anybody has a few minutes to just help Joe afterwards, it would be great. Thank you. Also, guys, girls, the Chipwoods are coming back for Valentine's. So Diane and good grief, Dan, thank you. Are coming. They are going to start on the 28th of January coming. What that is Dan is an artist and he will create a Valentine for you to give to your sweetheart. Or he'll have some that you can just get for him. It's done on donations. And he will take orders, bring them back, and it's all done on just what you want to give, just how much you think of your sweetheart. Let's put it that way. So, anyway, I wanted you to start thinking and knowing that they are coming for the next couple weeks and be making Valentine's. All right, we have some what? Uh, the money that we raise goes to the administration budget. That's where the money goes. So, beep. All right, I'm just kidding. All right, brag box. We have a few minutes. I have Ken Briggs, Reef, Jean, and JC. They would all come forward.
Thank you, President Joyce. I had the pleasure of sitting with the Northside Key Club, and Mr. Parks asked me, what does Kiwanis do? I didn't quite have time to answer his question. But one thing I believe we do is bring people together. We bring the community together. Dr. Kessler and I have a couple of opportunities for you to participate. One will be this Saturday morning. As you may know, several of us are involved in the bridge builders of the Roanoke Valley. We started back about a year ago trying to sponsor a community worship service every couple of months. And our next one will be this Saturday morning at my church, Windsor Hills United Methodist Church. It starts at 9:15 with worship, reception to follow. And the speaker is going to be by a man by the name of J.C. Taylor from Shiloh Baptist. So you know if you come, you will be entertained, you will be inspired. Join us if you like. Should be a flyer on your table. Reef?
So Ken was my sponsor to join this club. He's been my Kiwanis mentor. He's one of my heroes and a friend. I can't add much to what he had to say about opportunities to draw communities together, but there is yet another opportunity to celebrate the life and impact of Martin Luther King. And there's a flyer on your table about this too. It's at the Hill Street Baptist Church on Sunday evening at 5 o'clock. It's been arranged by Preston Tyler's congregation at Hill Street Baptist in conjunction with the Williams Memorial Baptist Church, Temple Emmanuel, and the Raleigh Court Presbyterian Church. I happened to be at this event last year, and to say it was inspirational does not do it justice. I can only recommend that you attend, and that if you plan to come, that you arrive early.
Good afternoon, Kiwanians. I'm Jean Bolendorf, and I'm up here a week late. My birthday was last week, but because we were celebrating John Bradshaw's 93rd, I thought it prudent to let him claim the limelight. And as they say, age before beauty.
Gene, I'm here also to celebrate my birthday. My birthday was in November, and the golf course kept calling my name. Every Wednesday morning, I get up, the sun was so bright, and the different courses kept calling me. What could I do? So I missed a few meetings, but I asked John, could I get away with it this year? He said, no, bring the money. So I'm going to make a donation, John, for my birthday. Usually it's $1 per year. So John, I want to make a donation, if you'll bill me, for $100. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jeff Vick, and I'm a bragger. Today, I want to brag on Lois James and Michael Brockta. We kicked off our annual advertising slash outreach drive with the Roanoke Regional Chamber of Commerce yesterday with Lois presenting a really great presentation on communication. And Mike and I were there to meet some of the people and press the issue of joining Kiwanis with them. I was a little skeptical when we started out. I had no idea how it was going to be. And I got to tell you, we had 30 or 40 members of businesses there. Next month, February 24th, Mike is going to have the floor to tell them all about Kiwanis. And then throughout the rest of the year, each month, we can bring others to these events. They're really, really good. We get a little something out of it from masters teaching classes to meeting others in the neighborhood. So we're off to a great start. Thank you very much.
So Mike McAvoy, and I'm here today. My wife and I are celebrating our 37th anniversary today. So to follow the John Bradshaw tradition, I know it's an anniversary, not a birthday, but my wife likes to say it seems like twice as long. So I'm going to double my donation for the foundation. Thanks.
Thank you all, braggers. All right, I would like to call Reef Kessler up to introduce our speaker today.
This is a bounce back. I'm here to introduce our speaker today, Maureen Best from LEAP, the Local Environmental Agricultural Project. I always have a hard time getting that out. A very worthy organization that seeks to create a bridge between environmentally conscientious growers, farmers, and people in our city and around the community in need of nutritious fruits and vegetables. It has a lot to commend it. It's a locally organized operation that continues to be local. It has demonstrated stability. They continue to enlarge their operation, their physical facility, and continue to enlarge their outreach in numbers. And it has capable leadership. Maureen has been in charge of the LEAP organization for something over a decade now. She has a variety of degrees that I'll not list, but is impressive. She is energetic. She is capable and is personable. So with those things said, here is Maureen Best to educate us more about the goals of LEAP and their operations to try to achieve those goals.
Good afternoon, everyone. Connie Kenny is also here. She's our food access manager with LEAP, and so she did put a couple of info sheets on the tables. You're welcome to take them home or look us up online afterwards, whatever is your preference. So LEAP was founded in 2009. It was originally a project of the Granite Village co-op, and they started the Granite Village Farmers Market, and then from there LEAP was really born with a focus on, let me see if I can get this clicker to work. Oh, maybe not. Well, if you can move the slide ahead whenever you're able. We really focus on food access, supporting farmers, and building community. And let's see if it, there it goes. And so we operate a number of programs focused in Roanoke and throughout the region that really look at the intersection between food production and food access, and how do we also support food production in this region for the long term. There's a lot of growth and development, and how do we prioritize and look at farming as also a really important and viable part of our larger community, whether it's urban or rural or the space in between. And in terms of food access, when we talk about food access, it includes, is food affordable? Is food available? Is it the food that people want to eat based on their food preferences, and is it also nutrient dense food? And then do people have the capability in their kitchens to be able to prepare to consume that food? So we really try and look across the spectrum of food access, and also across the spectrum of, if you've met one farmer, you've met one farmer. How do we really support a wide variety of farmers and their ways that they're choosing to grow food for our local community? Oh, oh. So our probably most visible programs are the Granite Village Farmers Market, which is Saturdays in the parking lot behind Granite Village. It's been in operation since 2009, and we have over 30 vendors there. We really prioritize fruits and vegetables and food. We do sometimes have craft vendors, but the focus is always on food. And then we also have a year-round market in West End on Tuesdays from 3 to 6. So the picture on the right is um, our new location. It's between 10th and 11th on Patterson. So we've been in West End since 2010, but we purchased an old building. You can see it in the background of that picture in 2021. We gutted it, we retrofitted it, we've moved all of our operations there, and our West End Farmers Market's also there. If you drive down Patterson now, it'll look very different. We are in the final stages of building a big covered market pavilion, and it's beautiful and amazing, and we set up under it for the first time yesterday. So it's also very exciting because it is a year-round market. We serve a lot of families and kids and strollers and seniors and wheelchairs and walkers, and so we will finally have a smooth surface and have it better ADA parking to really serve our community better. And you can also see they're often our kids that are really setting up and playing there. So we're really excited about the new structure, and it's a strong reflection of our commitment to the community. And also, a lot of times when it's a lower income community, they may not always have the nicest things. So we really want to make sure that all of our markets, all of the communities that we serve, that we're really investing in them. Next slide. I'm having troubles with that. And then we also have a mobile market. So as some of you may remember, farm trucks that would come from rural areas and drive around the city. So it's kind of a reimagination of that. So we purchase food from local farmers, we put it on the mobile market, and then we drive all over the city, really focused on low income senior housing. We also go to some additional senior housing, like we're at Brandon Oaks and Friendship Manor now, and then neighborhood apartment complexes where there are a lot of immigrants and refugees who have been resettled there. So on the market postcard on there, you can see where our stops are. So we are year round. We have more stops in the summer than we do in the winter, and stops like Melrose Towers we've been going to since 2015. And so we've really built community around those stops, and people are dependent on us. They are excited to be able to have consistent access to fruits and vegetables every single week of the year without having to take a bus 20 minutes or arrange a ride to be able to get to the grocery store. So it works for us. We can serve our farmers and we can serve our community. Next up. And then as part of our Leap Hub on Patterson, we also now have a retail store. So it's been open for a little over a year. So it's available to anybody, just like any of the markets, to shop. And so we, again, focus on fruits and vegetables. In the coolers back there, we also have a wide range of local meats, including ground turkey, beef, lamb, catfish. And then we also have a lot of fresh and frozen products that we make in-house. So we have frozen soups, we have fresh made salads. And then we also carry breadcraft bread. We have Blacksburg bagel bread. We have coffees and hot sauces. So really trying to have a small format and also walkable, accessible. Anybody can shop there. And at all of our markets, the store, the mobile market, Brandon and West End, anyone who participates in SNAP, WIC, or Medicaid, it's half off of all fruits and vegetables. So that is the really big fundraising arm of what we do. We have some some federal funding and state funding to match the SNAP, and then we fundraise locally to be able to provide that same benefit for people who have limited incomes and limited amounts of food, so that fresh fruits and vegetables can be more affordable to more people. A lot of times, fresh produce is considered a luxury item. And we don't want that to be the case. And so, how do we have it so it's accessible and people can afford it and they're excited about it and there's enough trust that they're willing to try new fruits and vegetables? And that's something that our food access team, with Connie the lead, is really great at making fruits and vegetables be approachable and not too intimidating. And then we also work with farmers, and we plan out and purchase and then distribute a farm share program. So this is sometimes it's called a community supported agriculture. So it's a commitment for the whole season to the local community farmers, and then people receive a box of fresh seasonal produce every week during the main season. Then we also have it in the winter, and we have a number of companies that we work with for payroll deduction, the largest of which is Carillion. So their employees can do payroll deduction. We also started working with Community High School just down the road for payroll deduction. And so it's a commitment to really tasting seasonally. And a lot of the feedback that we get is that people are like, I never would have known that this was even a vegetable that existed, and I got to try it and I had recipes to really combine and pair with. So, some people love that. Some people love shopping in a market, and some love doing at a store. So how do we support a wide variety of how people choose to eat, and make it accessible in that way? And then we also have a processing kitchen, and we have a number of amazing volunteers who some come every single week, and we also have large groups of volunteers that really help us in the processing kitchen. So when we purchase food directly from farmers, it doesn't all sell, and it doesn't always make it to the next week. So we're able to freeze it, and then we can process it. So we can also buy seconds from farmers and process it. And then we also process food in order to make it more accessible for people. So, who here has ever tried to cut a butternut squash? Is it easy? No. So, for example, we will lightly process a butternut squash, we'll steam it, we'll freeze it, and then anybody in a microwave can then cook a butternut squash. So, especially we serve a lot of seniors, dexterity can be really challenging, knife work can be challenging, and also people are busy. So, how can we take some of those steps out to make it easier for people to have already frozen roasted vegetables or corn that's off the cob, and just make it as easy as possible for people to eat more fruits and vegetables. We on the top left, we have apple chips, which are just amazing. My mother-in-law asked me to buy them for her for Christmas every year, and I happily oblige. There's nothing added to it. They're just dried apples. And we make those in-house. We also have fruit jerky. If we have a bunch of peaches, then we'll dry it and mix it, and then we make like fruit roll-ups, but it's just all dried fruit. And then that's beet hummus on the bottom. On the right is spinach. We had a farmer call and say, hey, I have all the spinach. I need to turn over this plot. What can you help me? So we purchased all the spinach, and then we processed it and froze it. We can put it into soups later. We just sell it frozen. So we're able to extend the season. We're able to decrease food waste. We're able to create additional markets for farmers, and we're able to make food more accessible to more people. Some people are a lot more comfortable with frozen food than fresh. Frozen food you can stock up on in a different way than fresh. So just trying to meet people where they are. And then these are all Virginia Tech Carillion med students, if I remember correctly in this picture, and we just had a lot of peaches that were going bad, and we needed to process them before they went bad. And then now we have peach stock that's going into fruit jerky and peach butter and everything else. And so it's really a fun, creative way, and I love to be able to see what our chef Jeff cooks up every week with all of his volunteers. So you can purchase, we sell those products through the mobile market and the store. And LEAP also operates 3 community gardens. The one on the bottom in the middle, that's Mountain View. The one on the far right is Morningside. That's owned by the city, and we lease it. And then the one on the left is Hurt Park. So the Mountain View and Morningside are both city-owned properties that we lease and maintain. And we have about 100 community gardeners. Registration is currently open for returning gardeners. And it's a way to really some people, if they have apartments, they don't have access to gardening. Some people garden because they want to have their kids in the space. Some people garden because it's a fun way to meet people. We took it over from the Roanoke Community Garden Association in 2020 when they dissolved. Next slide. And what Connie will speak more about, what we received funding for Kiwanis was for our Harvest Books program. So this is all the matching dollar for dollar funding for anyone on SNAP, Medicaid, or WIC. We also have specific programs for kids at the West End Farmers Market. So you can see on the left there, that is a child, any kid who comes to the West End Market, they get $5 to spend on fruits and vegetables. They have to spend it. It's not for their parents. And so then kids really explore. They feel a lot of pride and ownership in being able to choose the fruits and vegetables. It helps extend the family food budget, and it makes taking a risk on a new thing that a kid may or may not like a little bit less scary for a family, especially who's on a tight budget. And kids get to practice math and figure out how much things cost and build relationships with the farmers. So that's been really great. And then we also have specific programs for seniors at our low-income senior housing sites that we support. So in addition to SNAP or Medicaid match programs, any of the seniors at those sites get $6.50 every week to purchase whatever food needs they have from the mobile market. Because a lot of seniors, if they do have SNAP, it's about $17 a month. It doesn't go very far. And so you can see our 2024 highlights on our website. You can look at our annual report. We also have an email newsletter. I hear people enjoy reading our newsletter. It's a lot of stories, what's going on. And so I do have a sign up sheet here. You can also sign up if you want to continue to learn more. If you're interested in volunteering with us, any of that can be done through our website or directly through me or Connie. And you can see that we're very busy. And we are excited after the winter break reset to really get started for 2026. 2025 was a challenging year. There were a lot of changes, really quick changes around especially government funding. And we are just so thankful for the support that we received from the community that allowed us to continue to meet additional needs than we had planned at the beginning of 2025. A lot of people really felt the changes to SNAP rules and higher food costs, and we've been able to help maintain some stability in the communities that we serve. And then lastly, LEAP also serves as a fiscal sponsor and a co-founder of Virginia Fresh Match that works across the state to do the dollar for dollar matching programs at almost 100 outlets across Virginia. And also the Roanoke Food Shed Network that's really working across localities in this region to support the work between production and access and distribution, and also to have regional marketing and storytelling around food and farming. And then the Southwest PRX program is something we've been working in partnership with Carillion for the past almost 10 years, and we've scaled it, and we have some federal funding, and so to be able to scale it more. So Medicaid patients at select Carillion practices who have diet-related diseases, hypertension, pre-diabetes, diabetes, they can be prescribed fruits and vegetables. It's a 6-month program, and they have in-person nutrition education classes, and then they get coupons for free produce that they can redeem at community-owned stores throughout the area. So we're in Roanoke City and in Floyd. We were this past year, and we're expanding to Franklin County and Radford next year. So it really exciting, trying to figure out how to continue to make have the supportive mechanisms to encourage additional fruit and vegetable consumption in ways that help for the long term. And that's all. I think I was okay on time.
Let's see. we had arranged for LEAP to get their check here at the end of the program instead of with the other grants that were received today. Two things that are really impressive on that are $1 million of farm income and 6,200 people served per week. That's really extraordinary. And again, it's a local operation, locally originated and still locally run. Certainly an organization worthy of our support as the Kiwanis Club. And so I am here then to present actually Connie with this check for the 2026 year. And Connie has a few words about how this specific money is going to be utilized.
Hello, friends. Thank you for having us here and thank you for supporting us. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a picture about how valuable the senior vouchers are. We go to about 5 low-income senior sites a week. And when I first came and brought on to LEAP, I met a very feisty, lovely, rowdy lady named Sadie. And Sadie taught me a lot. She taught me about sifting through the weeds, hearing that she wasn't actually yelling at me, but she was trying to tell me her story. But she didn't have those words to tell me her story. I had to watch her weekly, pick and choose. Does she get the vegetables that the doctors are so much wanting her to have to better her health? Or is she going to pick the basic needs and staples that she needs, like eggs and milk and whatnot? Because of the senior vouchers, Sadie no longer has to make that choice. I watched her SNAP drop year after year, and more so than ever, as Maureen said, she's getting roughly about $17 a month that she has to live off of. And yes, she does get, stuff from the pantry. She's not able to get on a bus because she doesn't really get a lot of bus vouchers. She has to prioritize those vouchers for doctor's appointments. Going to her corner store is a pretty big undertaking because she's in a motorized scooter. And that corner store doesn't give her the options and needs that she really wants. Um, so over a year of getting to know Sadie, softening her as she's softening me, hearing her story and realizing it, the senior voucher has now given her an option of being able to get the milk that she gets weekly, but also to be able to get those fruits and vegetables. We live in a world where vegetables has become a luxury item. It shouldn't be that case. Everyone should be able to have those fruits and vegetables that they so much need weekly. Over this year, what I did not know then, but I know now, we were coming into this community and building a community. We were building trust. We were learning their stories, and I have the privilege of being able to tell those stories that they're not able to get across. And it's been truly amazing watching her health even take a turn, or watching people's habits going from those main staples to the corner store to getting rowdy in a beautiful way of Asian pears, right? Like, there's not a lot of people now that know what an Asian pear is, but they come weekly. They tell me now their stories about what they used to grow on the farm, and they love being able to come to the truck and finding those items, and now being able to afford that with something as a senior voucher each week. So I thank y'all very much.
Great. This is yours. This is ours. It's yours. Oh, okay. Stay okay. What an interesting talk today. I think I can remember my grandmother, a truck came around to her neighborhood, and I was just a little child, it also had baked goods on it. She would always buy us something called an elephant ear that we thought was great. So I know how this helps people because my grandmother didn't drive. So it was just great. Thank you. Maureen has asked for her honorarium to go to LEAP, which is great. But if you'll remember last week, Troy, our speaker, asked for his honorarium also to go to LEAP. So we have 2 honorariums for Maureen today. Thank you. Maybe. Thank you. What a great project. All right. Next week, David Covington. This is a great topic. I-81 project. Does it ever end? We will find out next week, maybe or maybe not. Anyway, thank you for coming today. Hope you had a few laughs, a few enlightened moments, and go and spread the word. Thank you.